Yo, what's up guys? Teacher Paul over here, and today we are reacting to this video called What if Scandinavia United? How powerful would it be? So the title caught my attention and I'm like, wow, this looks interesting. So we're gonna react to it today and maybe learn a thing or two. This video has over 1 million views. It has 2.7 thousand dislikes. And while I was reading the comments, I think it's because apparently he didn't include Finland. But yeah, I think most of the comments were positive, so I think we can learn a few from this video. But at the end of the day, you guys are the ones who are gonna help me learn more about Scandinavia, okay? So do comment and help me out because I want to learn more about it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and let's go.
What exactly is Scandinavia? The countries of Scandinavia are Denmark, Norway, and Sweden. We might also refer to the Scandinavian Peninsula, or Fennoscandia, which also comprises Finland and parts of Russia. Moreover, we talk about Nordic countries.
Okay, he did include Finland.
We talk about Nordic countries.
Let me go back.
Which also comprises Finland and parts of Russia. Moreover, we talk about Nordic countries, and these include Iceland, Greenland, and the Faroe Islands. But
Okay.
today we're talking about 3 countries alone, and they are Sweden, Denmark, and Norway. The countries have similar customs and cultures, and the languages are not far apart. The EU tells us the citizens of all these countries will likely be able to read each other's languages, although Swedes and Norwegians can have trouble understanding spoken Danish,
Hey, halloa.
even though the Danish and Norwegian languages are the most similar. Now, let's look at what would happen if these countries finally came together. In this episode of the infographic show, what if Scandinavia united? Many people look at these countries as if they're some kind of utopia. They generally are in the top 10 of countries based on standard of living. The economies are vibrant, there are safety nets in place for the poor, and there doesn't seem to be too much crime. We might also add that life can be diverse in these regions. There is a big difference from living in downtown Stockholm to living in Jokkmokk, a remote part of Sweden home to the Sami people. The same goes for the hinterlands of Norway, although Denmark could be said to be much less diverse in terms of geography and culture. How big would the population be in United Scandinavia? According to Worldometers, 9.9 million people live in Sweden, 5.3 million people live in Norway, and 5.7 million people live in Denmark. Now, let's get the calculator out.
Oh, that's 20 million. But I think the population has grown since this video.
The entire population of a united Scandinavia would be nearly 21 million. That still isn't very big. It's about the same amount of people that live in Sri Lanka, less than Australia, and almost equal to the metropolitan area populations of Sao Paulo, Brazil, or Mumbai in India.
Why do they always talk about my city? Is it because it's a huge city? Everybody talks about Sao Paulo in Brazil.
Metropolitan area populations of Sao Paulo, Brazil, or Mumbai in India. Now, let's add up the GDPs of these countries. According to the International Monetary Fund, the GDP of Sweden is $538.6 billion,
Whoa.
the GDP of Norway is $396.5 billion, and the GDP of Denmark is $324.5 billion. Time for the calculator again. The entire GDP of our United Scandinavia,
1.3
according to
trillion.
these numbers, would be $1.3 trillion. How does this figure hold up against the GDPs of the world? It would be in 17th place, just behind Indonesia and just in front of Turkey. To put that into perspective,
Wow.
Indonesia has a population of just over 267 million,
That's
and
a lot of
Turkey
people.
slightly over 82 million, so it looks as though there is plenty of money to go around for our 21 million united Scandinavians. If we look at gross domestic product per capita, which is the GDP divided by the population, used as an estimate of purchasing power, Norway comes top of our 3 nations. Lists differ depending on what source you're reading. The CIA puts Norway in 8th place, Sweden in 18th place, and Denmark in 23rd place.
Okay, it's funny because I got a comment yesterday saying that Norway is actually a lot more expensive, but then again, you have more purchase power.
What we can say is that economically, these united countries would do just fine. Would this prosperous country be safe on the world stage? We can't go into a detailed military analysis of all three nations, but we can have a look at military expenditures according to Global Firepower. It tells us that Sweden has the 31st most powerful military in the world and spends $6.2 billion on defense. Norway was ranked 36th, but was said to have spent $7 billion on defense. Denmark was 54th on the list, with a defense budget of $4.4 billion. Altogether, that's a combined defense budget of $17.6 billion. On the world stage, that would put the combined defense budget of these countries in 15th place behind Israel and in front of Canada. But how would the people be getting along in other matters concerning well-being?
That is like from 30 to 15. You would actually double your power.
That, of course, is hard to say, but if you look at the World Economic Forum's top 10 list of standard of living around the world, it looks like our united Scandinavia would do well. It has Denmark in third place, stating that it rates very high in equality and opportunities for upward mobility. Sweden was in sixth place, with the report saying lifestyle, nutrition, and general well-being of its people was great. Norway was behind in 7th place for many of the same reasons. All countries fare well on lists determining healthcare, with Business Insider saying that Norway spends more on healthcare per person than any country in the world. Life expectancy in all these nations is also high, with Sweden being 82.4 for both sexes, Norway 81.8, and Denmark 80.6.
Wow, so people in Sweden actually live longer, right? I'm honestly thinking about when I retire, maybe 30 years from now, moving to Sweden.
That makes life expectancy for our united Scandinavia 81.8. As for how the young are educated, there are many lists out there you can check. Countries such as Singapore and South Korea often come high in terms of academic performance, but low in terms of student stress. One country that is often extolled for its education system all around is Finland. So maybe our united Scandinavia can look there for help. Still, on most lists, Norway, Denmark, and Sweden don't do too badly.
I saw a video about Finland and its education, and I saw that there are schools that don't give homework, and they study like 4 hours a day, according to this video, and they just let kids be kids, and kids learn the way they're supposed to, and apparently that's what makes their education system so good. But I don't know, maybe I could find that video again and then we could watch it together and talk about it, but I don't know why is it so good there. I've heard a lot of things about Finnish education, and yeah, maybe that's true, and maybe that's what collaborates and contributes to having a great education system. Because kids should be kids, and they should learn the way they like learning,
Another thing is that not only do these countries have languages they all understand, but if you've visited Scandinavia, you'll know that many people speak exceptional English. In fact, Denmark and Sweden often come top in lists that judge the best speakers of English as a second language in the world. On the lists, we could find all three countries get in the top 4, with only the Dutch getting in the way of Scandinavians taking gold, silver, and bronze. In terms of job opportunities and other opportunities in life, this ability to be super fluent in English makes our united Scandinavia a special place. So, what if Scandinavia united? In the UK's independent newspaper in 2016, a Norwegian hotel tycoon and billionaire said that's what should happen. He said a Scandinavian superstate could be made due to proximity, similarities in culture, and language. Think about what a fantastic country we would have been together, he said, talking about how each country and their innovations would be even better if they were one.
I mean, do you guys agree with this? Do you think Scandinavia should be like the UK? Because the UK, has other countries, not only England. Do you think Scandinavia should have been like a UK? Or it should be in the future, maybe? Do you think that's even possible? I don't know. What do you guys think? That is an interesting idea because, the UK, although they're not part of the European Union, they are still the United Kingdom, which is Scotland, Wales, England, and Northern Ireland. And of course the islands. But what about Scandinavia? That would be interesting, isn't it? I never thought of that.
A united Scandinavia is discussed on Quora many times, with lots of people thinking it would be a good idea. Still, some say it wouldn't have the economic or military strength to truly become a great global superpower. Powerful or not, most agree it would be a pretty prosperous place. So, would a united Scandinavia really be a better place for all of its people? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Also, be sure to check out our other video called 20 Safest Countries in the World. Thanks for watching, and as always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
That is a nice channel, guys. The link will be in the description. Not in the in the description, yeah. But let's just talk about this for a second here. I don't know if they should unite. I don't know, because at the end of the day, everything comes down to politics. Because like the fact that there was a Brexit in the UK was because the UK wanted to control all of its laws, and they wanted control over its country, but then they always had to go through the European Union, right? The EU. So I think if Scandinavia actually united, it would be a political problem, because some people would want this, some people would want that. Even though you guys get along, I think, who would make the decision, right? Who would be the ones that would choose the future, choose what is best? And frankly, I think every country, all of these countries are doing a great job as its own. But at the end of the day, when you have to decide the future of your country, it is something that will fall into debate. If anything goes wrong, they're going to put the blame on somebody, and ties might, instead of getting stronger, you might get weaker and divide. I don't know. What do you guys think? I think it all comes down to who's going to make the decisions. Of course, they could have like a committee and stuff like that, but it's a long process. It's not easy, it's not simple, it's quite messy, and I don't know. There are a lot of things, like, for example, if you do win a gold medal or a trophy, where does it go to? Although it's one country, which would be the capital? Oh, it's a lot of things to think about. It's not cut and dry, like, just like, hey, that's it. There's a lot of going into. What about the national anthems? Ah, you know. Yeah, okay. I'm getting overloaded just thinking about the whole, you know, the whole range of possibilities here. But you guys that are from Scandinavia and Scandinavian countries, of course, let me know in the comments. What is your opinion? Do you think it would be good? Do you think it would be better? Let me know, guys. Let me know. Don't worry. We will talk more about this in the comments. The video is over now, but like and subscribe, don't forget. And yeah, I'll see you soon, and we'll talk more in the comments. I would love to know your thoughts. Take care now. Bye-bye.